Peacemaker and DC. What is going on there? I watched the finale of Peacemaker season 2. What the hell was even that? A lot of people were asking. I'm not the only one. A lot of people were asking what the heck is going on with that Peacemaker finale. I think even people that defended the series and were fans were not happy with that finale. And well, let's see. James Gunn did respond. He responded and he posted something, of course, on social media. Let's see what he has to say to the fans about the finale of Peacemaker season 2.
Yes, that was the ending. No, I'm not sorry. Yes, it's streaming. HBO Max. No, you can't DM me about it. Okay, fine. 1 DM. Yeah.
And he got it. He got his 1 DM.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the response.
He didn't call anybody racist this time.
Well, he has the show to be able to do that. But I mean,
right.
What do you, for those who did see Peacemaker, DA, I know you saw it, Badger. I mean, I think Alan dipped out. Almost everyone I know said, not for me. And now there are rumors that Gunn could be out. I think this is wishful thinking on some.
Well, this is an exclusive from Cosmic Book News.
It's from Cosmic Book News. There is nothing to back this up at all.
It's an exclusive. Come on.
He hasn't been really proven wrong yet, but I guess the only other corroborating thing would be Jeff Snyder also saying that he's heard from his guys over at Warner Brothers. Yeah, the executives aren't happy with his boy king attitude.
Yeah, I just look, I don't think he's going anywhere, but I do think that we could see someone, and he's trying to do too much. Creature Commandos and this, and then canceled projects. If he just made a movie and wasn't doing everything, maybe it would be. And if you look at Gunn's work, it has diminished since the first Guardians might be the best mainstream thing he's ever done.
Where he had the most control and other people 69. Maybe wrote something. This article stipulates that the Paramount sale has to go through.
Right.
If it were to happen.
All I'm saying is I think that I ask, is the DCU in trouble after the Peacemaker season finale? And he seems to take no, and also we saw, maybe we can bring up that video, or you've seen it. David Cornsweet pushing back about an aspect of his performance, the speech at the end of Superman about being human, and he doesn't. Cornsweet knows in his gut this is the wrong way to do it. He does it anyways because David Cornsweet is a professional.
I just want to point out, it's not just the finale. That's why people are getting so upset, because they're realizing, like, wait, what? And it's Creature Commandos, which it might have been #1 on Max, but it didn't chart on the Nielsen ratings or Samba or any of the other ways that we register it. Superman just got confirmed to lose $42 million from the theatrical release. And if it one day makes money, that's great. But that's not exactly the ROI that they wanted. So it's multiple projects.
Look, plenty of people that are in executive positions that don't get fired even when they have bombs. But so I am asking all of you, because we've seen these missteps, because even friends of mine who watched Superman, which is now streaming on Max, another plug for HBO Max, have said, wow, it really doesn't hold up. Upon, second or third viewing on streaming, it doesn't hold up. You can look back at like aspects of the Snyderverse and say, Man of Steel maybe wasn't so bad. So what I'm asking is, does the Emperor have no clothes?
Look
by
at
that,
this
I mean,
way.
and wait a second. By that, I mean, will James Gunn be naked on the thumbnail for this clip? Which I think we should do, and maybe blur out so it's a fully nude James Gunn on the thumbnail. Does the Emperor have no clothes? But anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on Gunn?
It's about momentum, right? What's the forward momentum right now for the DCU? You got from Creature Commandos, you've gone to Superman, and now you got Peacemaker, which had very shaky start and an extraordinarily lackluster ending. Is there any momentum heading into Lanterns? Is anybody more excited about this universe now that we're moving forward? All right, Peacemaker is done. We've seen 3 James Gunn projects in the books. How are you feeling right now? Most people have probably already said, I'll wait and see what everybody else says about it, but I have no interest of my own to go and check out the next thing that James Gunn is doing. And then after that, we got Supergirl, and how many people are excited about Supergirl, you know? So that's the way I look at it. I think the DCU has been in troubles, you know, probably after Superman, because there wasn't the real like hype and pop that you really expected that movie to get. It was kind of, it's okay, it's all right, we'll see what's next. That's what's happening. Nobody has any momentum. Nobody cares about what's coming next. And then after that, you're going to get Clayface. You know, it's like, where's Batman? Where's Wonder Woman? Where's the
I'm
Trinity?
more excited for
Where
Clayface.
are we going to get to the DC, like the Justice League? That's what people want.
Yeah.
And James Gunn is slow walking this thing. And I think he's, you know, cooking his own goose at this point.
Well, by the way, if you believe the other article that came out from Matt, his insiders also told him that the reason you keep seeing all these delays is not because the scripts aren't good. It's because Gunn wants to change shit. And creators, shockingly enough, want to do their own thing, specifically pointing at James Mangold, who the reason his Swamp Thing isn't working out is because James keeps trying to change it. What did he just do? He signed with Paramount.
Bingo.
Specifically because they are focused on theatrical releases. Yeah, it is definitely an Emperor Has No Clothes. And even if you try to, okay, well, that's fine. Lanterns, you go look at who he hired for Lanterns. Damon Lindelof and Tom King, one of those hated people in comics. It's just across the board. There's just no safety.
I just think at this point, James Gunn is very good at taking odd heroes that aren't widely known, the Guardians, that aren't mainstream, like Mr. Terrific, and really making them into amazing characters. Yeah. Superman is not what he excels at. I'm sorry. And I think he's on his second marriage late in life, never had kids. He doesn't seem like he can really think about, like, if I'm doing Superman, really a character for kids, do I want to tell the kids that like Superman, watch Peacemaker season 2? I mean, Alan, I know you were a little taken aback by the curious amount of dong in
the penis to boob ratio is disconcerting.
Yes.
Why would
Peacemaker
you
season 1
for your third project? Like, why would you put that in the third thing? You're starting the universe. This isn't like Deadpool where it's coming down the line. You are starting your universe. You're trying to like cast the widest net possible and let everybody know, hey, we're doing something different, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting. And we want everybody to watch. We want kids of all ages to come in and enjoy our new superhero universe. And we're starting it with Superman. And then we're going to follow it up with Peacemaker, where you have a full-fledged orgy in the first episode. What?
He doesn't think about what is best for the foundation. If he thinks it's a good decision, with like very few exceptions, he thinks it's a good decision. He doesn't think about, okay, I know I want this, but in order to get that in the long run, I need to set up all of these pillars. It's literally a house of cards on sand. And the theory now that he's just shitting out everything that is directly related to him before he is replaced, or serious creative controls are put upon him, is kind of bearing out. Because I was saying, I love Peacemaker season 1. I liked a lot about it. I liked the whole going from anti-hero to trying to earn it, not just be a hired killer. And the best parts about season 2 was when Chris and seeing his family, and there was something there that clearly got subverted to just connect everything to DCU so he could keep his characters, including his wife, who has more screen time than Peacemaker in season 2.
Crazy. But, you know, it's like you said, Chris, James Gunn's job is to like kind of shepherd this whole thing, not take on each project of himself. The first 3 projects have been James Gunn projects. All right. He hasn't handed anything off to anybody until we get to Lanterns. So his job should have been, okay, Superman's probably not the project for me personally. I probably need to find a director to do it. I might say, hey, this is what I want out of my superhero or my Superman movie, but you're going to make it, and we're going to let your creative talent take over. You do what you want to do. And then the next guy will come along, whoever, like Andy Muschietti's doing Brave and the Bold. Like, why haven't we gotten that yet? I'm starting to think there's creative differences going on between Andy Muschietti and James Gunn. And he doesn't like what Andy's doing with Batman. So we got to change it up. I don't like the character. I don't like what you're doing. And he wants to do it the James Gunn way. That's the way it's starting to come off. And it's based on especially what Badger had just pointed out. Is that there's a lot of like, you know, creative differences behind the scene, and James Gunn is blocking all
Matt
these
Reeves. Now I understand why Matt Reeves wants. No, I
Yeah.
don't want my Batman to be the main universe. No, I don't
Right.
want my. I'm completely separate, so he doesn't have to pay the
Right.
Gunn woohoo prima nocta fucking tax, where he just gets his fingers in everything.
That's
Right.
why
Keep it siloed.
it's one of the
It feels
problems
like-
I had with him being the head. I thought it would be a good idea at the very beginning. I said, all right, James Gunn, he seems to understand comics a little bit more than some of these other guys. You know, maybe he's the guy that can shepherd the DCU. But at the end of the day, you need a guy that's kind of hands off in a way and say, hey, you guys go make it. I'll kind of lay out the roadmap, the blueprint, but I'm going to let the creatives go out there and create and do what it is that they are good at. But because James Gunn is also a creative, he thinks he knows best on what's going to work for this universe. That's where this thing is going wrong. And you got to let all the other creatives jump in there. Kevin Feige and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, look who you had in that first phase. All right. You had Jon Favreau. You had Louis Ladrier. You had Joss Whedon. You had, I'm drawing a blank on Kenneth Branagh. You had all of these various talented directors and writers, and they all contributed. That's what James Gunn needed to do. But instead, it's just him. And if it's not my way, it's the highway. That's the problem you got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say, the term Sydney Sweeney, because that's what everybody says. But could she save the DC universe? I have
Power girl.
potential proof. I have proof here from the Bugle Daily on X. Hey, James Gunn, what are you waiting for? Sydney
Yeah.
Sweeney as Power Girl. Just let's look at this 6-second clip real quick. Here we go. I feel that might. It's on a loop. I can't fix it. Something's wrong.
Oh
Try
no.
to
Try to fix it.
fix that. But
I
what
think,
do
yeah,
we
you can
think?
mute it and it'll be just fine.
Okay, it's fine. I mean, like simple decisions like this could have a huge impact. And maybe, if he really is in trouble, this could, save his job. But there you go.
Well, and after this season of Peacemaker, it also feels like he's just also grinding an axe a little bit too. So
Yes.
like we
Yes.
also have that. So he's trying to play Kevin Feige as well as play the Russo brothers, as well as play angry James Gunn. And that is no way to run a studio. That is a way to absolutely tank a studio. And that's the thing is it's like, I was literally talking to my wife about this the other day. It's like, to a point, even for those first couple episodes of this season of Peacemaker, I was still kind of defending him. And then it just a couple episodes later, I was like, son of a bitch, you made me regret this. Like, you suck. And it's just, you can feel him grinding that axe. And then when people got mad, the first thing he did is the instant, like, well, screw the fans kind of situation. And it's like, you're not winning anybody over there. But the
Monkeys on keyboards.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing is he's doing these self-inserts in these projects, and that's not it's not going to win anybody over. And now I do think that the thing is that outside of this sphere, you're going to have the people that only see Superman, right? They're going to see it on Max, they're going to see it in the theater, and they're going to be like, that was cool, and not care or watch Peacemaker at all. And maybe the same for Lanterns, and then Supergirl comes out. So I think the real question is, what's Supergirl going to be? Like, if Supergirl is more of him controlling the creator and more self-inserts and all that crap, then he's toast.
Yeah, it's the first thing written by someone else, Anna Nogueira,
Right.
and it's based on the Tom King story. So we kind of go back to like, but yeah, it won't have maybe
Right.
a joke after every serious moment.